cricket. They didn't play much limited overs cricket when I brought the Australian side to England in 1961. It was 5 test matches and lots of first-class games around the counties, and terrific stuff it was too, and a very good series we had. The first one at Edgbaston was a draw. Then Neil Harvey led Australia to victory at Lord's when I was out with an injured shoulder, and England absolutely smashed us at Headingley with Fred Truman doing wonderfully well. The ball did a little bit up there. Fred took advantage of it and he bowled quite superbly. When we came to Old Trafford, I can assure you there was a lot of pressure on the Australian captain. Losing wasn't looked on in quite the same light in those days as it is now. Got to the stage in the second last evening where I sought out that great bowling tactician Raymond Lindwall and asked him about the virtues or otherwise of bowling into the rough outside what would be the right-hander's leg stump, where the England fast bowlers had been following through. He said to me, well, you can have a go at it, but I'd suggest you be very accurate, otherwise they'll kill you. When we came to the last morning, David Allen took 3 for 2. Australia had a lead of just 157, and then Alan Davidson and Graham Mackenzie, the young fast bowler on his first tour, added 98 for the last wicket. It was a magnificent performance, and it might even have saved the neck of the Australian captain. Midway through the afternoon, as a last desperate throw, I decided to bowl around the wicket. Ted Dexter was in full cry. England were 1 for 150, and if you have a look at this sequence, you'll see, first of all, how the wickets fell. You'll also see one of the greatest slip catches I've ever seen in my life. Bob Simpson took it, and it was an absolute startling performance.
Richie Benaud now leads his team out, needing a win to retain the Ashes, and England needing 256 for victory to square the series. With 40 runs on the board, Alan Davidson dismisses Jeff Puller, caught by Norman O'Neill. Ted Dexter has made 76 in commanding form with some glorious strokes as Benaud comes in to bowl.
He's caught behind the wicket. Dexter caught behind by Grout off Benaud for 76.
The England captain Peter May walks out with 106 runs required and 8 wickets in hand. Minutes later, he's on his way back to the pavilion for a duck, bowled by Benaud. And now Benaud rarely takes command as he's bowling to a Brown close.
And he's caught behind square leg. It's almost inevitable. He's clean bowled. Subarow bowled.
Has bowled simply magnificently this afternoon.
Yes, he's caught by Simpson at slip. Murray caught Simpson, bowled Benaud. Benaud's now taken 5 for 53. 5 for 53. Yes, he's out, LBW. Barrington out, LBW, bowled Mackay for 5, and this is now 171 for 7. Oh, magnificent catch by Simpson. What a fine catch. Oh, he's caught in the slip, caught by Benaud in the slips. Truman caught Benaud, bowled Simpson for 8, and England now 193 for 9. And I don't think this new ball will be needed, or not for very long. Clean bowled. Australia have won, and they've kept the Ashes. They've won by 54 runs. Congratulations to Australia, to Richie Benaud and his men. A really surprising victory after the turn of fortunes today. I don't think anyone would have backed them when England were 150 for 1. Well, hats off to them. And there's Richie Benaud looking as happy as any man has a right to be.
Desperation? Well, I prefer to think of it as never wanting to give up. But I can tell you the champagne tasted a little sweeter that evening on the balcony at Old Trafford than it did in 1956 on the previous tour I'd been on to England, where Jim Laker took 19 wickets against Australia, and we were toasting the England team.